Welcome back to This Shouldn't Work. I am your host with the most, Nader. And this episode, as every other episode, is brought to you by the Midnight Collective. And today, we have quite a few gentlemen on the show. We have a returning guest who is a loving father, a salesman, and a guitar player for Tye.antapex. Let's go ahead and welcome Tye SUSSMANN.
Very kind, very kind. Oh my God, esteemed honors.
And then we also have ourselves another loving father, construction worker, and vocalist for a brand new band that's coming up. It is Mr. Joey Aten. Did I say that right?
Yeah, you did.
Finally! Fucking A! All right.
Love that.
Cheers.
So, we are going to go ahead and start this podcast off with paying homage to our boy,
Chuck Norris.
Mr. Chuck Norris, dude. I can't believe we lost. I can't believe. No, I don't believe
Here's
it.
the problem. I woke up this morning, and I was super excited. I'm like, I'm going on the podcast later. I'm going to go to my little brother's baseball game, which I didn't even know till later in the day.
Whoops.
And then I think people just started bombarding my phone, texting me like, oh my God, Chuck Norris is dead. I'm like, can I fucking wake up?
Yeah,
Like,
seriously.
can I get out of bed? I was upset, man. I was like pretty distraught over it. Sucked.
I'm still in disbelief just because, like, Chuck Norris can never die.
He just
You
went
know
to
what
go
I mean?
explore
I feel like
other
he
dimensions.
chose this. He was like, you know what? I've seen enough. And then, like, exited off. Like, he floated like the Messiah.
Yeah.
He just went, ascended. He was just like, you know what? Fuck you guys. And that was it.
What was the one I
No
heard?
struggling, no nothing. No even I love yous or nothing to people. Just straight boss. Like, cowboyed through the entire thing. Just,
What-
like,
I heard
silent, quiet, with the grimace on his mouth,
Yeah.
you know? Still got taste of tobacco in his mouth, and he's just like, fucking, I'm out.
I heard the joke
Man.
today. I heard the joke today. Someone texted me and said, Chuck Norris finally defeated life. I was like, that's good.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That is a good one. So, I mean, I guess we'll go around, say our favorite Chuck Norris jokes, and then we'll jump right into the show, okay? My favorite Chuck Norris joke. I had to think about it because there was a lot of them, and I was like, this one will forever go down in history, and I think what a treat to be remembered with humor, right? There's a lot of things you could be remembered for, but how fun is it to bring everybody together and be able to laugh one last time and know that you were the strongest motherfucker on the earth? So we're going to go out with a bang. We're going to give our homage by sharing a laugh with Mr. Chuck Norris, and we hope you can hear us, big dog. So my favorite Chuck Norris joke ever is that Chuck Norris's tears could cure cancer,
Jeez, fuck.
but Chuck Norris has never cried.
Damn.
Damn.
It's deep. Yes.
Damn. I like that one.
What do you got?
And I'd have to say my favorite one would be from, because he was in the movie Expendables 2.
Oh, God damn it. I was going to say that one.
Yeah, that was like my favorite one because I was just so happy to see him in there when he showed up. And correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I think he says, heard you got bit by a king cobra. And then he's like, yeah, after 5 agonizing days of pain, the king cobra died.
Yeah. Man, I'm trying to think of...
Like, it's so good.
I'm trying to think of another good one because that was the one I was going to use.
Oh, my bad. It was a great movie, too.
Dude, it was.
And he's just like in there just gunning people down with one armed with a shotgun. And he's got the like AA-12.
If
And he's
you
just
can't think of any, I got one more
I got tons. Hold on. It's just like, they're all at the...
on spot.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Okay, go again.
Gotcha. This will be the last one, and we're going to jump into the next topic. But behind Chuck Norris's beard is another fist.
The classic.
that is the
So
classic,
dumb.
yes.
We love you, Chuck. Thank you, Chuck Norris.
Thank you.
Chuck.
Thank you so much.
All right. Now, the first topic we want to jump into is just because these two, you guys have some history, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool because, like, on our last podcast, we also did that too. We had some friends on that had some pretty gnarly history. If you watched the last one, it was pretty wild, man.
This
So-
isn't even a podcast. This is just this is just a space for me and him to finally brawl it out. No, I'm just
No.
kidding.
We're talking about
No
the bedroom
violence.
stuff
No,
on here.
It was very interesting, and it was very cool to have someone to kind of co-sign on, the upgrowing and, where you are, where you were, those type of things. Like someone could really cite those timelines for you, and that's very important in this lifetime. You know what I mean? So it's very cool to have you guys together and back each other's stories, and we love that more
Absolutely.
than anything on this podcast is men supporting other men to be dudes, right?
Absolutely.
So, talk to me. We said the first thing that we want to jump into is music. Did you guys meet that way initially, or what
Yeah.
happened?
So, dude, I remember that day like it was yesterday. I was semi-sober, I think, and so I was in a previous band, a little cover band, which the guys in that band are doing amazing things now. I'm not gonna say their names or what they're doing now, but they're doing awesome shit. But that band kind of broke up. Everybody kind of went their separate ways, and I was kind of just, I was upset. I was sad. I was like, it sucks that it ended. There was a lot going on in my life at the time. I went through like my very first like really like horrible breakup that just ended
Damn.
horribly, and then
Yeah.
hooked up with my roommate who was a drummer, and me and him were just jamming and all this other stuff, and
Yeah.
we're like, well, are we gonna start something? He's like, well, I don't know. I don't think so. Now's not the time. We don't have the space, and so we kind of just went back and forth with that. And then Mark from A Ghost for All Seasons,
Yes, sir.
he had texted me and said, hey, there's this band. They're looking for a vocalist, and he sent me the bass player's phone number or Facebook or whatever. I don't even think I texted him. I think I called him.
Yeah.
I was like, text? What is this? 2006? What? I'm not texting. No. So I called him, and I think it was like a few days later, he came over to my apartment. And keep in mind, I had only met this guy one other time, and he came to my apartment.
Are we talking about Tye?
No.
Oh, okay.
We're talking about the bass player.
Okay, we're getting there.
And
Oh, yeah.
slowly, we're climbing the ladder.
Okay.
Stay with me now.
Lock in, baby.
And so he came over to my apartment, and he's like, well, can I just hear you sing something? Because we had the PA set up in the living room. Our neighbors fucking loved us. And we had the PA set up in the living room. And at the time, how I used to practice my vocals was to, and I'm a little back and forth with saying it now, but was As I Lay Dying's newest song at the time, Digging My Own Grave, or My Own Grave, whatever it's called.
Hell yeah.
And that was how I was practicing my vocals. And he loved them. And he was like, dude, get in the car. Let's go. So we drove to the practice space. And this was my first time meeting anybody in the band, meeting him. I think I had actually spoken to Tye on the phone once prior to that. I can't remember, because I had gotten you confused with our drummer at the time.
Might have been. Yeah, I don't remember the exact means of
But
conversation, but yeah.
I was coming in replacing a guy, which I had never done before. I had never had to replace somebody. And I went in there. They played me the song once, and then the next time we went over it, I kind of threw my vocals on it, reading off the lyric sheet. Then everybody was like, okay, well, thanks for stopping by. Whatever. We'll deliberate, and we'll have this guy call you or whatever.
What was the band?
Meridian Mile.
Oh, okay.
Funny
Were
enough.
you in that?
Yeah.
You were in that?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And
Yes, sir.
I stepped outside and I went to go smoke a cigarette, and I don't think I had lit the cigarette fully yet before someone ran out and grabbed me.
Yeah.
All right, hey, come back in. We want you in the band.
Yeah, that was a fun day.
How did that deliberation go on? Like, if it was so quickly, can you walk us through that a little bit, Tye?
I
There's
think
nobody else knocking at the door.
I think it's just like when you know. And as anybody probably knows, with Mr. Joseph here, it's got that contagious energy. So that was also a big factor of it.
I like to
And
move.
not only the energy, but obviously like the passion. So those two things together, it's just like that's gonna almost always win me over, and that I know it won over everybody else in the room too. So especially Hayden.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was just like an easy decision at that point. It was just like you can't really explain it, but you just know. It's
Yeah.
just a feeling. Yeah.
I'm gonna cry, dude. I've never heard this
Yeah,
story before.
You just know. It's just that's the best way I could put it.
Now, was that the first time you guys met one another? Was that
Yeah.
this audition?
Yeah, that's
Not any time before then at all. Not,
Not-
even
not-
passing in
not-
shows or
not-
anything like that.
probably
in
not
person.
that we know of,
Yeah.
at least.
Cool.
Yeah, yeah.
What a hell of a way to meet someone.
Like I know I'm sure we were in a room of a show at one point
Yeah.
because you were at the Cargo As a Lay Dying show.
Yeah.
All three of us were. Obviously, this guy was playing.
Yeah.
But
I think that was after Meridian Mile. After I had joined Meridian Mile, though.
yeah, okay, because it was the summer of 2018, I think.
I can't remember.
Yeah, because I know it was 2018.
I was hammered. I don't remember. shit,
Yeah.
but
So, but either way, I'm sure
Around
we
that
were
time, yeah.
we were at some point, but we didn't know each other, obviously.
Okay. So this would
yeah.
be the kickoff of your guys' knowing each other up until now.
Yeah.
So walk me further. You got into the band together. Did we play any shows? I'm sorry, I feel like really bad saying that because like I know Meridian Mile,
Yeah.
but for some reason I can't think of like all the local shows around that time to like.
We
where you guys went.
were this close, and we were going to. I can't remember what band was coming through town, but we got that close to jumping on that show, and I think we were in the middle of booking more shows before we had went Splitsville, right?
No, we did book a show.
Oh, did we? Oh, that's right, we did.
We did
with
book
that-
a show. It wasn't with a national act or anything, but
No,
it
was
was-
with Ghost for All Seasons.
yeah,
And it was at Davidson's Distillery. I still have that poster.
Right.
somewhere.
Inanimate. Yeah, Goes for All Seasons, Inanimate, us, and I don't remember the fourth band, but yeah, one hit wonder, baby.
So we spent time. Did we record with this band?
Yeah,
We
we
got
did.
we put the one song out there, one
Just
hit
the Did
wonder.
you guys record an album or an EP or anything like
No,
that?
No,
well,
sir.
we had written an EP. We had like 6-7 songs written.
Yeah.
but-
6, 7.
No.
But I don't know. Things happen.
All right.
Yep.
So talk to me, like, as far as, like, I'm sure there's somebody watching this show that has equally experienced that. Now, I would say we're very blessed as far as, like, being able to get in a group with a lot of guys to go ahead and follow through with a lot of things. Like, that's the biggest thing, I think, like, that what makes a band work. Like, I'm not saying work, but, like, actually work. Like, hey, we're generating revenue enough to be able to do this damn thing is, like, you guys all have to buy into the Delulu a little bit. You know what I mean? So if there's at least none of that, like, it gets very tough very quick, and then you also got to like everybody you're working with to a capacity, right?
I think, and I think what's funny about that is around that, I musically, and I mean, with the exception of now, at that time, that was like the happiest I had ever been in any band because we all just got along so well. But it's when people come in and out, and things just happen. You know what I mean?
That's fair, man. That's super fair. So all this prep went into this. We released music. We're getting ready to play our first show. We're on the show, but we didn't make the show. What happened?
Fucking Bullet for My Valentine happened. That's, I mean, that's the best way I can describe it because I don't even really remember the full extent of what happened. I wasn't even like
Now,
really in
when
the
you
group
when you
chat.
say Bullet for My Valentine, was it like you guys were offered that show instead,
No,
or what?
No, fuck no, man, that would have been cool.
God, I wish.
But so I had came home from I think I was working and I had checked the band group chat. I had unmuted the band group chat and just
God damn.
and shit just went from 2 to 1,000 real quick. And then by the time I tried to throw in my 2 cents, it was like everybody was already kind of just done with it.
At each other's like fucking shit.
And
God damn.
I'll let him kind of explain.
Yeah,
what
well, there's
happened
two sides, which is great because we have both of you here.
there. Well,
but
that
both of you were
fun
affected by
fact,
it.
dude. Fun fact, usually when I leave a band, usually I have a pretty big part to play. This one I did not.
So the outside looking in on this one.
Yeah, I
All
was.
right,
I
Ty,
was
well, you got to
very,
catch us up. Explain what happened to Joey. Okay, because till this day, he has not known why we didn't play Davidson's Distilleries.
Yeah, who
Yeah,
fucked me?
I mean, I remember me being shit-canned, and in the lovely way of, we don't like this, and no, it wasn't even that. It was like we have, we're not interested in just doing the band thing anymore. Meridian
is
Mile.
that what it is?
That's what it was. That's what it was told in the chat. It was just like, yeah, we're not going to do this anymore. I've got this going on, got that going on. And then like a week later, it's like, oh, there's a new group chat and everyone else is still in a band together just without me.
No, I wasn't in that group chat.
So I was like, what?
Damn. So did they like kick both you out before the show, or like?
So I was
explain that a little
told.
more.
So I was told pretty much like from the messages that I read, it was like they'd shit can Tye, and then somebody else, I think it was our drummer, had left or whatever. And then I remember messaging him and messaging our drummer, and I'm like, we could still like make the band work. We could still do this. Like we just need to. But everybody was kind of like mad at each other. So I was like, I don't know. And then like like he's saying like shortly after, the other two guys they had started their own thing because he's like everyone was in their own group chat. I wasn't in that fucking group chat.
Yeah.
I was left trying to pick up the pieces of something that I was very
Yeah.
upset when that happened.
It was wild because
I remember I cried.
I had literally just bought a new guitar too because I was just stoked on everything. Just bought this new guitar,
Oh,
so proud of
Heavy,
it.
dude.
Yeah, I was pissed.
And it was like that following evening or the next day or something like that. That was where that all started happening.
Yeah.
So, at what point, or what's the timeline between this happening and the show happening?
Oh, not even anywhere close.
I think it was like a couple months out still, right?
At least, yeah, it was like 3-4 months out.
So was the band itself still trying to push to be on the show,
No.
or did they just basically mutiny you guys and then say, "Hey, we're done"?
Pretty much.
Yeah, that was it. At least for me, anyway. I think I was the first one out, if I remember. I don't remember anything else after that
So
because
was Tye first?
Yeah,
out of the
yeah,
band?
no. So
you know this?
for Meridian
Oh, yeah.
Mile,
And
yes,
then, and then everybody else quit.
yeah,
But that's what was in the text messages I had in that group chat. It was they kicked him out, and then everybody decided to leave. And I was like, well, what the fuck? So I was messaging him like, hey, we could still do this. We could still make it work. You just have to kind of.
Damn,
No.
Joey was there for you.
I-
Tye?
yeah.
was
The
trying.
within what was it? Within Beginnings
Within
thing.
beginnings
that-
turned into.
That was different. That was
another-
different
that,
too.
Yeah, that was later on. That
but
was a little
the
later.
Meridian
We'll get
Mile
there.
thing, yeah, that was different.
We'll get there. Don't worry. We're talking about Meridian right now.
Dude, so many people
And
are gonna
then-
hit me up when this airs going.
It's
"You
gonna be really funny
motherfucker."
because out of nowhere
Yeah.
we're gonna just hit like an absolute costume change, and then it's like gonna seem like the podcast never even stopped. But we knew we fucked up, so it doesn't matter.
It's like you
Anyway.
signed an NDA.
So after that, Meridian Mile dissipates. What was next after that? I know you got. Did you guys go separate ways?
We did.
So and your next projects were without each other, yeah?
Well, no. So our next projects were with each other, but he did. So I had started that like I was telling you about my roommate, drummer guy. Shout out to my baby boy Alec. I know you're watching. But so me and him had finally we're like, fuck it, we're making music. So we had started
Yeah.
trying to write songs and stuff like that. And I could play guitar, not very good at it, but I can kind of get bass ideas down. And that's kind of what we were doing. And I said, fuck, dude. I said, we need a guitar player. And so we had went through a couple, and I was like, no, dude. I said, I know a guy who can write the stuff we want to write. I said, he's fucking rocking. I said, he was like, me and him, we meshed really good in Meridian. I said, let me give him a call. And then at the time, I was calling the band Within Beginnings. It was supposed to be this rebirth thing, and I was going like very Money Brothers with it. If you don't know who that is, the former guitar players of Escape the Fate, they left the band and went. And did
Oh,
their
yeah.
thing. So
Yeah.
it was. So I kind of was doing that, and yeah, Tye, when it came to guitar playing, he was the first person I thought of. He wasn't the first person we got, but he was the first person I thought of. And then when the other guys didn't work out, I was like, dude, get in here before this dipshit has any more ideas.
So timelines here. We went from Meridian Mile. You
Yeah.
went to Within Beginnings. Did you do anything in between that time, Tye?
Musically, no. I didn't do anything with anybody else.
No, he
or-
sold his equipment, didn't you?
Yeah, there was some gear I got rid of because I was pretty.
gearless.
Yeah, not completely, but there was some gear like that I got rid of because I bought gear for the show that we were gonna play,
Yeah.
and hopefully more shows after that. So, I just I was definitely pretty upset. So I just I was like, this is it,
Fucking A.
But this at this point in Within Beginnings, this was about 2019.
Okay.
So not
Late
long
20, yeah.
after, yeah, but it was late. It was
Late
late
2019.
2019. Yeah, it was about
Now-
October, September.
Yeah.
Did this band play any shows?
Absolutely.
Yeah, we did.
Talk to me.
Not under the name Within Beginnings.
Well, talk to me about that then. Okay, so it was Within Beginnings. We went through a name change and then played our first show.
Dude, we went through about 20 fucking name changes before we played the first show. You
Okay.
ready? You ready for drama?
This is way. This
Oh,
is way
I'm ready.
before.
I'm ready. Tune in. Lock in, everybody.
This
Okay,
is
I'm
this
ready.
is this
Give
is
it
way
to me.
before. I just want to preface this by saying
Is this before Tye?
this is way all the shows and everything. This is way before, way after me, I should say. So like,
So,
Okay, wait. So
Way after me.
catch me up. So Tye was in the band, but Tye was out of the band, and then you guys started doing stuff, or what happened?
yes, check it out.
for about 10 minutes.
So you were the band for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Tye had found this guy. I'm not gonna say his name, but Tye had found this guy on Craigslist,
Nice.
Oh, big mistake.
and this guy came in, and at first it was the perfect band member. He's like, we can get merch made, create a website, we could do this, we could do that. You know, it was
Yeah.
what do they call that when they just start coming in and they're just feeding you
Love bombing.
love bombing, dude. And we fucking fell in love. And now I didn't see it at first, but I started working with him. And one day we're at work, and
Yeah, I think I got the photos.
there was a separate group chat created without Tye in it. And I started asking everybody, I'm like, well, what the fuck is going on? And they're like, well, we wanted to talk to you. And dude, I fought tooth and fucking nail to keep him in the band. I was unfortunately outvoted,
They don't like me, bro.
and
So basically, Joey kicked you out.
Again.
Wow, Joey.
I'm just kidding.
You heard it here first. Dude.
dude, honestly,
Joey straight up kicked out Tye twice, bro.
dude, I didn't even know what to say when it happened. I felt so bad. I was like,
Have you
'cause,
said
well,
sorry yet?
yeah, several times. I hope.
I just
I
kidding,
hope.
bro. I'm
No,
just
but-
kidding.
You know, I was 19, 20 years old, you know, and I was like, I was listening to everything this guy said, you know. He was like, yeah, I'm up from Southern California, you know, I played this show, I played with this band, you know, so it was like, dude, it's like, you know, me and the other band members were like, well, we got to listen to this guy, he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah,
And so, you know, we fell under that, and, you know,
dude, that's people don't talk about that enough, right?
It was a
like,
problem.
I mean, we could even bring that up as like a coalition right here.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm stop the timeline for a second, but
Yeah.
these are those good points that we can all kind of chime in on. Is what you're talking about as far as like being loved bombed by the industry,
Yeah.
right?
right?
So, I mean, we've all had it done at every different level. Everybody that's sitting here has been taken by the lust of the industry. And I'm
Well,
going to talk about what that fucking means for just a second.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So, the lust of the industry would be they are legitimately telling you everything that you want to hear. But what they're doing is setting you up to give up all of your proprietary everything because you're trusting this person. But what they are is selling your ideas right back to you.
It got bad, dude, and so things got rough because at this point he wanted to start calling us under the band name that he went under, that his band was in Southern California, and I was against
What was it?
I can't say it.
Why
dude,
can't you say it?
Because there's gonna be
NDA.
people watching that are just gonna be like, "You motherfucker, you fucking motherfucker,"
Give it to me.
dude. Once true will,
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
and
Oh,
oh man, so many people are never gonna speak to me again. That's okay.
NDA broken.
But so he wanted to start going under that name that he brought up from
Okay.
Southern California, and we didn't do it at first. We went under like Prifma Novum, True Mal. Dude, we went under so many band names before. Finally, you know, he kept asking, and finally, you know, all the other band members, other guitar player, and our drummer were. You know, again, I was just kind of outvoted on the matter, so I finally caved in and agreed. And then it was weird, dude. Things really took a turn. And what sucked about it, dude, as a friend, amazing fucking guy as a friend. But then the second band practice started, and he just all this shit, dude. It was like 180,
Interesting.
Wow.
and we did the once true will thing. We thought it was working. I thought it was working. Shame on me for that. And then, you know, problems with me started getting pretty fucking bad. I was drinking really heavy, and just I was being a fucking problem. I wasn't even happy in the band anymore. I wanted to fucking go at that point. There's times where I showed up to band practice, and I'd be sitting there holding my microphone, through certain songs because they were like, oh well, me and him are gonna sing this song, so I'm like, okay, I'll just stand here, I guess. And then it got to a point where they told me I didn't even need to be at band practice unless it had to do with where to put vocals and stuff like that. So I said okay.
Damn.
And
don't worry, B. I'll call you.
Studio. Yeah,
Don't worry,
exactly.
baby. I'll call you. Don't
Yeah.
call me.
Don't call
Yeah.
I'll
me.
call you. Wow.
So, and
One of those.
So then, like, I was in Portland seeing Beartooth, and you know what? I will always say this is
phenomenal
forever.
act, by the way.
Huh?
Said phenomenal act, by the way.
Absolutely.
Oh,
I will
love
always
it.
say this is my fucking rock star moment, like, because of just how these events went down. So, night after seeing Beartooth, I wake up to a phone call from that guy at 7 o'clock in the morning saying, hey, we got an offer to play a show tonight. Can you make it back in time? Not knowing if I could make it back, hadn't talked to my ride at all or nothing. I said, yeah, I'll be there. Drove through a wildfire.
I remember that.
Sped like a motherfucker through Oregon and California.
Yeah, I remember that. I was at that show.
Horrible drive, by the way.
Dude, it was awful. And we made it, like, right when we pulled into the venue, they were sound checking my band. So I got there just in time for sound check and play the show.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was legendary. I do remember that.
But then after that, I was kind of done at that point. They were done with me. I was done with them. And, at that point, we just kind of so what it was is I took a break. I didn't even leave the band. I was just like, well, I need to take some fucking time to just regather myself. And, I want this friendship to heal before I come back to doing this. And then when I went to come back, they said, I told them, I said, if you guys are going to move on without me, that's fine. At least let me have a hand in picking my replacement. Went to come back. Dude had taken my spot. And I was like, oh, okay. And, prior to that, things were just so bad. He wanted the vocalist spot. That was his spot. He wanted it. So he did whatever he had to do to get me out to take it. So, but, I'm not going to play, innocent and all this. I was a fucking drunk from hell, dude. I couldn't stay sober if you paid me. And I was a problem.
Where were you in all this time? Were you playing in something else during
I was,
this Orange True Will like scenario where they were playing shows and everything?
I was in the audience.
He was doing Antapex at that point.
When does Antapex come into play?
So Antapex technically came into play literally, I want to say months before Within Beginnings started. We had gone out to, Ryan's house to take photos for the band. And
that's right, because he had that fucking thing on his property, and we also had a different bass player at that time, too.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. So we took photos. We were hyped up. It was October. It was just the perfect view and all that.
I had about 18 Jack and Cokes before we could get a photo done.
It was a wild night. Yeah.
That's right. I don't know if you were there, or if you had left, but remember I'd cut my foot or my leg or something like that.
I think I remember that.
Prop me up. They'd had to prop me up so they could get photos done because I couldn't really stand by myself.
That entire, wherever it was, abandoned building we were in.
It was it was some abandoned thing on their property.
Just
it was weird.
Free hepatitis everywhere, just rust everywhere. It was so unbelievably unsafe. But yeah, technically Antapex came in. I started working on the foundation about April 2019, so this was months before that. But I didn't actually. I kind of put it on hold because, we were doing that.
Yeah.
And then, after obviously that didn't work out, at least with me, and everything followed with what you just said. Basically, I was just going to the shows, like that show you just mentioned where you drove all the way down the West Coast. I was at that show, I remember. And then pretty much fast forward, COVID hit a few months later. And that's shortly after that is when I really started to, work on the Antapex thing. That's when I was like, I need to make this a thing, because I was pretty pissed off from the two bands not working. I was pissed. I was like, I'm going to just do this myself and bootstrap everything. And
damn.
That's how I got here.
I was so hyped when I heard about Antapex. I was so fucking hyped for that. Because I was like, dude, I was like, Tye deserves all the success, and
I appreciate
everything
that.
that had happened
Thank you,
between
man.
Meridian Mile and then
Yeah, I was
within
upset.
beginnings. I was like, man, you know what, dude, good for him. He's fucking earned it.
Yeah.
And I'm still that way, so
No, I appreciate.
good.
I was pretty upset. I wanted to get that out musically and get it done, and I think I did that.
Yeah,
but...
that song, "Fuck That Guy Joey," that one's about.
Literally,
But,
he had sex with him.
Twice. Twice.
Okay, so our timeline starts as this. So we go branch. We go in two different directions. Antapex starts, and then so COVID hits. How long did that band that you were talking about before you got pushed out of being a frontman? How long were you in that?
Dude, I was in that band for years. Before it became Once True Will, it was within beginnings and whatever. That started in 2019. I left the band early 2022, I want to say. Early 2022.
Damn, that's some longevity.
Mm.
Well, all right, so check this out. Another reason that I think like they really wanted me out. So I had started recording other music. Cuz I was like, dude, I can't sing in my own band anymore, so I went off to go make other music, which they also did not like.
You can't do that.
Yeah.
What do you think this is?
Yeah, I don't know what the stigma is of like when you're like creating with people that you're not allowed to create anything else.
Okay. So dude, it was like I said, like get ready for the drama, dude, because that's all it was for a while, and like I was a fucking problem. My ego had started like really grabbing a hold of me. It was bad because I was like, well, they're not gonna let me make music in my band. Well, I'm gonna pay this guy money and go fucking make music with him. That's what I did. And then I had written, and now when I left the band, and dude took my spot, and I was upsetty spaghetti. I remember thinking, I was like, dude, I'm going to write like a fucking diss album about this guy and the band and stuff like that. And I remember getting a few songs in. I had released one song called Hourglass, which I had wrote while I was still in the band, which was about the band. And I had released that one song, and then I think it was kind of after that, I recorded some more music, but I was like, I don't want my music to be about them,
That's right.
So at that point, I don't know. I had kind of succumbed to substance abuse by that point, and I was fucking done.
And this is around 2022.
This is 2022.
Everything kind of shuts down then.
Yeah,
Right?
everything was done. I was done with music. I became a full blown out drug addict.
Now pause.
Uh-oh.
Pause. We're gonna get to that.
Pause that up.
But I want to end this music section with the Antapex because this is also happening. Everything that's going on with you, Antapex is also rolling, right?
Right.
My curiosity, as far as launching it from 2019 to 2022, where was Antapex at in this timeline at 2022?
They were fucking.
Yeah, 2022. Yeah, we were still doing the damn thing.
Because that was around the time you guys opened for a Skylit Drive.
Yep.
And that was when I broke my foot at that show.
What was the first show for Antapex?
First show we did at Altura's. I believe it was with Once True Will.
Probably.
Okay.
That might be a plot twist.
Probably. I wasn't there for that one.
Hold on.
I was like, dude, okay, full circle moment.
Let me
Full
double
circle
check here. I don't remember.
That was after. That was after me. I was already gone.
Might have been the second show. Hold on.
I did come out to a show with Antapex and Once True Will though. I came out to one of those.
Yeah.
And I remember sitting in the back with my drink crying. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, it was. Our first show was with the dude from Florida.
That narrows it down. Let me see.
Karin, Ozymandias, Once True Will, and then there's us.
Oh yeah.
So
Okay.
that was our very first show. So during that year, of course, 2 shows after that. That was the VSB show with Skylar Drive. But yeah, it was a solid year. We got to play all these different shows, different bands.
Yeah.
Cargo, of course, that was awesome.
I know you also had a massive falling out, like at one point to kind of render Antapex done, and then we got a chance to reanimate it. Yeah?
Yeah.
Resurrect it.
Can you talk about that for just a moment?
Yeah, just briefly. So yeah, 2023, summer 2023 was when it was just a rough summer. I had a lot of things going on in the personal life, so I just decided, you know what, it's best to just kind of, it didn't need to be permanent, but at the time I just needed to kind of just put everything on hold, put everything on pause. I sent a message to everybody in the um, group chat saying as much, and definitely the hardest thing for sure. It felt like having to put like your pet down or something. It was horrible. But it just had to be done because I just couldn't function. I was just in too many places, too many things at once, and I just had to be there for not only myself but my family and focus on other things. And
It'd be like that.
and then
Right.
thankfully, after much thought, almost 3 years later, technically 2 months ago, that's when I was really thinking about it. I was like, well, I've got downtime. I was in between jobs, and I was like, well, let me do this. Let's do this again.
I'm gonna say I hold some part of responsibility for that.
Yeah,
Because so after we helped you in the studio,
Yeah.
for your upcoming track,
that's right.
that
Thank you both, by the way.
absolutely, I would
Yes.
do it again.
Yes, that's
100
gonna be
times over.
it's gonna be
I'm
fun.
gonna need you guys again because the next track has group chants in it again.
Just
But
Yeah.
tell us when.
I wish I could do that like all on my own, but it's like so impossible. But anyway,
So no, but I feel partly responsible for that because after the night in your studio, the first thing I did, I think, when I got home was I texted Tye and I'm like, dude, I was like, I want to fucking make music with you again. I'm like, I've always enjoyed writing with you. I said, but this time, let's not bring in a bunch of people that are going to have all this outside influence. I said, let's write our own music and then we'll go from there. I wanted to write just us, do our own thing. But shortly after that, I don't know, I think we still plan on doing something, but at a later time, because after that he was like, well, I'm gonna resurrect Antapex, and I was supposed to audition for that.
can I pause you for a second?
You can.
That was a very epic way to put that. I'm gonna resurrect Antapex.
Dude, he did.
It's like
Fuck yeah!
it's like
So
Easter.
I'm gonna give you a high five through you to Joey. You ready? Well, no.
It's gonna be like this
Oh,
because it's your hand,
there it is.
and
Ready?
it's
3.
there we go.
Anyway, continue.
But I don't know. I was gonna audition for Antapex, but I'm so glad that I didn't.
Oh
Just because.
Fuck you.
wow.
Well, I was going
Oh.
to. That was the plan, and he had been hitting me up for like a week, like, hey, are you gonna send that audition? Like,
Yeah.
but I was at that point I had started something else, and I'm honestly really glad I didn't because now I get to be excited for what Antapex does,
Yeah.
and I'm
Ooh.
hard at work on my own shit,
It never hurts to root the homies on.
dude.
It
I'm
hurts
so
you
excited,
not.
dude. I'm so
All about
excited.
supporting the
I'm
homies.
so fucking excited.
But now talking about this whole resurrection process.
Yeah.
Where are we at now?
Yeah, it's surprisingly came together very quickly. It was just after that, it was literally like messaging Andrew, and he was like, "Hell yeah,
That's Big Nasty, by the way.
Big Nasty,
Shout out Big
um,
Nasty. I love that motherfucker, dude.
aka the panty dropper,
The
aka
panty dropper, dude.
Not just a panty dropper, the
panty
The
dropper.
panty,
Yeah.
not
The
not
panty.
just a. The
The
panty
the is the
dropper.
most important part.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Okay, there is no other.
Yeah, that's
There
right.
is no other. I mean, you could try.
There are many imitators, but there is none the same.
There is only one the
That's right.
panty dropper, which is Big Nasty. Love
Yeah.
it, Big Nasty.
Yeah, he's awesome. But yeah, and then once we kind of very quickly just decided, like, you know what? Yeah, let's just go for it. And that kind of was really got me to like, okay, I'll actually give it a solid try to find other people.
Yeah.
And then long story short, piece by piece, we really got basically everybody back. The original, I know Christian's busy doing his thing in the Sun Collider world, which is amazing.
Yeah, they're killing it.
And
fucking
so
love that
I didn't
game.
even bother to
Approach him with
approach him with it. Yeah, because I get that, But so I just kind of let it happen organically. I didn't try to force anything. I didn't want anybody to feel like they were obligated to do this or anything. That's always going to be the case. But
That's so rad because we legitimately planned. Okay, so this is how this all went down, right? We originally set up 2 different podcasts, right? We were going to do one with Ty, so that way we can get him on here so we can start advertising to get him members. Universe was like, fuck that. Here's all your members. Just come on the show, which was pretty
Yeah.
rad. And
Yeah.
then Joey, we were like, hey, next month. But it was like, Joey's like, hey, it'd be really dope if you just got, me and Ty on a podcast. And it was just like, you know what? Let's bring it together. So now here we are.
yeah,
Antapex fully running.
well, they're running blessed.
I think we're at an appropriate spot now to go ahead and talk about the future of both your guys' projects. I don't know who wants to go first.
This
What?
guy. It's all about Joey.
Oh yeah, absolutely. This is
I want to
Joey's
hear it.
episode.
I'm excited. I'm
'cause
excited.
We still got much more to dig into Joey. But
Yes.
our first topic was music. We're all musicians. We all got something to say. So
Yeah.
there we are.
Yeah, so I guess I'll take this as a pretty decent, a pretty good opportunity and take the time
Yeah,
to.
hurry before it cuts off again and we have to fucking start over.
I hope the fuck it does.
You got 2 seconds.
I'm gonna run out the
You
time.
got
Hold on,
three-
I'm
you got
watching.
3 minutes.
I'm watching. Let's run out the time. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm gonna take this time to announce that there is a new band. It's not just a small little one-off project. It's a new band. I hooked up with who is now a friend of mine. I consider him a friend of mine now. My friend Rick, who, funny enough, was also in Once True Will after I was.
Okay, nice.
And me and him just started. I don't know. He hit me up. He was like, "Hey, got your message about wanting to write some music," and then met up at his house and just started pounding out songs. And
Whoa, pause.
Uh-oh.
Phrasing. But continue.
Oh.
Phrasing. Oh my God. Family show.
Sorry.
That's what you call a bro moment, man. He
Yeah.
got your back on that
Dude,
one.
no.
That was aggressive.
So we start pounding it. No.
Yeah, I was like,
No, so we got in there.
Nothing, dog.
And it was weird. So, it just everything. It happened like really naturally and instrumentally. He fucking kills it on every level.
hell yeah.
Because I was like, well, yeah, I'm gonna be like, we're gonna write a few songs or whatever, and then I'll do what I can instrumentally and shit like that. He just starts sending me demos, and I just had to go in there, write some lyrics and put some vocal tracks on them, and then I went in there. I said, dude, here's a plan. Let's do this. Let's do that. And he was like, yep. And now we're making an EP, and that EP is what we're going to be spending probably a good majority of the springtime and summer working on, and hopefully for a fall release we're getting deposits in and
Hell yeah.
everything's.
Did you give us the name yet?
I did not know.
Why did you not give us the name yet? Do you want to give us the name?
I am.
We need to hype it up.
Okay, we're hyping it up. Go ahead.
Um,
Just let me know because I want a logo I can pop up right here, like right in front of our faces.
Yeah.
we are called Feed the Creature.
Oh.
No significance behind the name. No significance behind the name. It was just the only one that we thought sounded cool and
I
we
like
agreed
it.
on.
This is the first time I'm here, genuinely.
Can we talk about a little bit like how hard it is to name a fucking band?
Fuck, dude.
Yeah.
That's the worst part about being in a band is naming the fucking thing.
Yeah.
I'll never do it again. I'd rather go back to drinking than do that. I'm kidding.
You got to commit to it.
He's not lying, bro. Well,
Yeah.
good. I'm glad you got that out, man.
Dude, it's
We're
gonna.
looking forward
It's
to
gonna
it.
be
I'm looking
killer.
forward to
I spent so many years away from it that when the time, I don't know, everything just kind of fell into place the way it needed to, and I'm so excited to be working on this. It's the first time I've worked on music sober in years,
Oh, hell yeah.
and it's gonna be such a good time. It's a really good time, and I didn't write about my bitterness with my old band or anything like that. It's a rebirth. It's all new. It's new and improved, and I do talk about some of my other issues, but that's kind of given.
Well, music's got to be relatable, right?
Exactly.
And then so does art. It's got to be an extension of yourself,
Exactly.
right? What I would like to say is, welcome back, right?
Thank you.
Oh,
Someone
yeah.
said that to me when I showed them a song, and I was like, that felt weird to hear, but it was appropriate because, so check this out. The number one killer of any musician is the person that lives inside them that constantly tells them that they don't have enough time.
Well, can I tell you how this project came to be in the first place?
Go ahead.
So, I had spent years away from music because I was battling addiction and stuff like that, And then when I was like, okay, well maybe I can do it. I was gonna write that diss album. Didn't do that. I was like, maybe I can get back into music, but I was like, being a dad is more important to me right now.
Preach.
So I spent a few years doing that. Now the kid, she wants to be independent and all that shit. So I'm like, whatever. I guess I'll go do my own hobbies.
Yeah, she don't need you now.
She's like, Daddy, I can go potty by myself. Well, fuck you. No, I'm kidding.
Pretty much, bro. That's what they're just like send off. You're like,
Yeah.
fine, man.
And
I don't need you either.
And so I was getting together with my friend Devin, and me and him, we talked for years about writing music. He had a project, and we were gonna do that. It was a pop punk project, and we had started writing. We had started like kind of making like demos here and there. We were sending stuff back and forth, and I was really excited to do that. And back in August, he unfortunately passed away.
Oh,
And
shit.
Dude, and it sucks. This dude was my best fucking friend.
Damn, that's terrible. I
And
didn't know that.
Rest in peace, man.
Dude, I was stuck. I didn't want to do it
Peace
anymore.
with Chuck now.
Yeah,
Bro,
that's tough. I didn't know that idea.
that honestly makes me happy to think about.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to do it anymore. I was like, this is the universe, it's telling me to push myself away from that.
Yeah.
But then there's other problems, because this is like the first big death I had to deal with without substance. So I was dealing with other problems. I was breaking down every fucking chance. Like every like it'd come out of nowhere. I'd be driving, I'd break the fuck down.
Oh, we're
I'd
gonna connect so hard on that whole segment.
Dude,
I promise you.
I was
That's
like-
why I said pause. Hold that moment, because that's that whole next portion we're talking
Oh,
about
yeah.
is your whole entire story, Big Dog. And I
Yeah,
know it's
that's
not
right.
fucking easy at
Dude,
all.
and
But I just
like,
want everybody to be able to say like
Yeah.
their parts in their bands and shit like that.
Yeah.
Cool. And then look at me and be like, now let's get into it.
Yeah, but so like, dude, I was like breaking down like all the time, like in the kitchen. Like I'd be doing dishes, I'd be fine, and then just boom, I hit the floor. My daughter's running up to me, Daddy, like what's wrong? So finally, some people, my old lady, she sat me down and was like, look, dude, she's like, it is important for our daughter to see you share emotion. It is important for her to see you cry sometimes. But she's like, you got to find a way to start channeling these things, or you need to fucking go talk to somebody.
That's right.
And it was like around Christmas, which was hard for me because I always get them something for Christmas, so that was hard. But like before Christmas, we went to Hawaii, took a week.
Awesome.
Even though I was sick the whole time, I like decompressed and I had a good time. And I came back, and I remember coming back, and I said, I'm gonna fucking, I gotta do something. He wouldn't want me to stop doing music. He'd be throwing piss water balloons at me if I wasn't doing something.
I
And
would
then,
too.
And then, like, I remember at his memorial, I was talking to people who were also close with him, and I was like, well, I'm thinking about continuing the band that he started and just continuing that, because I don't think he would have wanted it to die with him. But, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. And then I just started writing, and, I got together with Rick, and we just created a fucking storm. And there is a song on the upcoming EP dedicated to him.
Fuck yeah.
And it's called -0, and it's going to be a fucking banger.
Well, that sounds fucking sick, though. Actually, I like
That
that.
was the name of the band that was supposed to be.
Yeah, that's just sick name.
Fuck yeah.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah,
Yes.
cool. But yeah, Feed the Creature 2026 EP coming. We are also looking for band members, drummer and bass player.
See, that's what we need on this show.
Is a drummer and a bass player?
Boom. I was
Oh.
gonna put like a phone number or whatever, like one of those like ads where it's like, "Pow, call this."
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I was gonna do that for this guy, but he doesn't need it anymore.
Now,
So now we're doing it.
unfortunately-
Now we're
Flash
doing it
title.
for Joey.
Yeah, unfortunately, we're not going to be accepting anybody till after we're done recording the EP.
Okay.
But
leads are good. Leads are good.
But-
Well, okay.
Put in your apps now.
Hit him up later then.
hit me up whenever. We'll get to it. We'll get to talking. Hit me up whenever.
Yeah.
Now, what's next for Antapex?
We are just
World tour.
reunion tour. We're just grinding right now on the practice, and we are looking very much towards summer. Just playing shows, and that's the goal. That's the goal.
I'll be
Nothing.
out to see ya.
Nothing. I appreciate that. We just want to be out there this summer with everybody that we can, and that is all that I'm focused on, at least personally.
Hell yeah.
It's just getting everybody.
Does your new project have socials up yet?
No. So the day that so funny because we're entering the studio later this month. And the first day that we were in the studio was when I was going to start creating socials and stuff like that.
Well, then I have nothing for you to follow for Joey.
Not yet.
But we're going to take a quick pause. I'm going to post some stuff where you can follow Antapex and listen to their music. You ready? 1, 2, 3, everybody. I'm probably going to put it down here.
What a dick.
So, yeah,
But,
we music
yeah.
pretty fucking hard. So, Joe, we brought you here because this is your episode, man.
Yeah.
So this is when we jump into like
That's weird. That's
weird.
I've never had to.
It's interesting feeling.
It
Yeah,
is,
no,
yeah.
I totally get it.
And also,
Because now we're like, it's almost like we're starting the show now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
the real shit.
yeah, no, like
Real
that was a nice opening segment, just kind of like lean into it, you know. But now we're really gonna get into it. So, let's go. How old are you, Joey?
I am 26. I'm gonna be 27 in August.
Damn.
What is your birthday?
August 10th.
August 10th.
Yeah. Horrible month for me, by the way.
Awesome. Where were you born?
I was born here in northern Nevada.
Oh, you
So,
did it.
A Renoite.
Yeah.
You didn't say it like that.
Did you grow up with both parents? One parent? Any parents?
Oh no,
What
both.
was home life like?
Both
for you?
and some extras. Step parents, you know.
Are you comfortable talking about that at all?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Absolutely.
Give us
So-
what home life looked like
okay,
for baby
so,
Joey.
Dude, baby Joey, fuck man, I don't know. Was I drinking then too? No, I'm kidding.
Holy hell.
Baby Joey, man, moved around a lot. Lived in Dayton with my dad for a good portion of my childhood, and then he lived there with my stepmom.
What's that relationship like with your dad?
Man, fuck, it was rocky for a few years there. It was. I'm not gonna say it was rocky because of anybody's fault. It was just circumstances that kind of got in the way, you know, and it was a big miscommunication where he couldn't he couldn't get through to talk to me, or I couldn't get through to talk to him about certain things, and
Yeah.
just different things happen in life that that's out of your control, you know what I mean? And but you know, me and him, we're solid today. I see him all the time.
Fantastic, man.
I have a great relationship with my stepmother, which wasn't always the case.
Oh, sick. Yeah.
Nice. 2
yeah,
for 2. I like that.
yeah.
That's rare. That's good.
Yeah, so you have, right, you got my dad's
Yeah,
side
give
of
us the
the
family
dude.
tree, bro. Like, are you just from a broken home like that?
So
It's okay, dude.
I don't want to say the words broken home, you know. I mean,
what do I
definitely.
say?
So like,
Divorced? What do we want to say?
fuck, dude. My
In
parents.
the nicest way possible. I'm not trying to be negative about
Oh,
it, but it's
dude,
just
my
like
parents.
the whole like 2 Christmas mentality is a very weird thing. Like if people have not grown up with that,
Yeah,
it's
hold
a
on.
little
I used
awkward.
to live in Tonopah. If you don't know where Tonopah's at, that's a good few hours outside of Vegas, in the middle of the fucking desert. And Tonopah is about 4 hours from here. So to have to do that on holidays and birthdays and shit, have to fucking spend 1 week with a parent to, you know, spend birthdays and Christmas, go see all the grandparents. You know, dad has 1 week to get me to see all the family and do all this other shit. And then now, great, I get to drive fucking 4 hours back to Tonopah, and then we get to do this again at Christmas. And that stuff kind of sucked, especially because, you know, I moved around a lot with my mom. That was who I really moved around a lot with.
Yeah.
And
How was your relationship with your mom?
I mean, now it's okay. For a few years it wasn't though. Me and my mom, for a good few years there, we had real trouble getting along because we both loved to drink.
Yeah.
And she got sick and got sober, and I did not, and it caused a giant strain on our relationship, along with thousands of other things. And then she just went through a divorce of my stepdad, and me and him got along great up until then, and so it was
I mean,
just,
that's good, right?
dude,
I mean,
it's
so
weird
many horror stories where it's like stepdads try to come in and be the real dad, and
that he you know, and dad, if you're watching, I'm sorry, but that guy, he was my dad. When my mom, you know, was going through her own issues, that was the guy who took care of me.
Yeah.
damn.
So
Dude, wait, that's a huge accolade, bro. To
He-
say
he
that, like, even
was
on
my
a show like this, like,
Yeah.
you know, that's good on you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he probably needs to hear that shit before he does anything.
Well,
like,
and
you know what I
yeah.
mean?
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, like me and my dad, we have a fucking awesome relationship now. And he always did what he could to make sure I was
Yeah.
taken care of and stuff like that. But it's like if he doesn't know what's going on, how's he supposed to step in and help?
Exactly.
And so that's not any fault of his. Shit happens.
But I'm gonna say it like this: if you're a father, it is your responsibility to go figure out what's going on with your kid. You know what I mean? I don't really have a relationship with my father at all, and I'm sorry to like jump in and tell you a
Dude,
little story.
no.
It's just like
Tell me.
the biggest thing that pisses me off about that motherfucker, and if he watches this, fuck you. Um, when he hit me with this notation, this is where his fucking mind's at.
Yeah.
He said, "Nate, the phone works both ways."
Yeah, I fucking hate that
And
shit.
I'm like, you're the adult in this, dude.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
I've always hated
Like,
that.
is that the mental complex that you can come up with to talk to your blood?
Yeah.
You are nothing to me.
Yeah.
Do you understand? You know what I mean? It's not hard to go out of your way to be like, I'm thinking about you, dude. I hope you're okay. I wonder what you're up to, man. I know I can't be there right now. Maybe I'm not the right person to be there, but just know I think about you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fucking
Something.
be there. You know?
And like so growing up, I like to think I got along with, all my parents. It's hard to say. Obviously, dude, especially, I was a fucking shithead teenager, dude. I was an asshole. I didn't make it easy on,
Explain.
dude. So,
Yeah, this is your episode, bitch. Give it to us.
Ooh.
What'd you
What
do?
you used to do?
What'd you 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 do?
So I discovered alcohol at 14.
13 for me.
Yeah. Okay. So we're a little.
No high five for that.
Yeah.
Low, actually -5. Ready?
-5.
There it is.
No high five.
And so I just, I don't know, dude. I wasn't very nice to them, especially like my mom, dude. Because my mom, she had her own problems with alcohol and stuff like that. So I was really just, I did a lot of stuff to try to get her to fucking notice that there was, problems and stuff like that. But she wasn't the one who noticed. It was my stepdad, which I got in trouble with him. And man, getting in trouble with a dude who used to be in the military. Holy fuck.
Yeah.
What did he used to discipline you with?
Bare fucking hands, dude.
Did he hit you?
Like-
Threw me around and shit like that, Shit
Eh,
happens.
Equally terrifying. It was
Oh,
like,
dude.
like a fucking, like a teen.
Fuck, bro.
14?
There was one
Yeah.
time I was 18, 19. I showed up at the house. Showed up at my mom's house at like 10 o'clock at night. They knew I was coming. It's not like I went like, yo, mom, where's the fucking party? I didn't do that. But I showed up at the house. He opens the door, and I had a cup in my hand that was filled to probably about here with vodka and Sprite. Knocked it out of my hand. Fucking held me up with one hand against the wall. Oh, God, dude. I was like,
God.
holy shit, gravity works different up here.
Holy hell.
Your pants, huh?
Bro, it was gnarly.
The chokehold.
So, talk to me about finding your abuse so young, right? Like, I can tell you my story all day long, very easily, of why I got into like alcohol and trying to smoke weed, just because I didn't fucking fit in anywhere, and those were the only kids that would accept me. But what was your story as far as like trying to, like, why? Why did
Dude,
you start at 14?
I'll
Like,
tell you
was
right
it
now,
just to
dude.
fit in? Was
So,
it, were you bored?
I
What
thought I
was
was gonna. I thought I was gonna be a fucking rock star, and you know what, dude? I love to fucking party. That's how it started, and then it after a while it wasn't that anymore. It was to put it to you this way, I'm 26, almost 27 years old, and I have a really hard time dealing with my emotions now, because that's how I dealt with things, dude.
Yeah.
I stubbed my fucking toe too hard. Where's a beer? Things didn't really
Can
get
you
out of
say
hand.
that one more time?
Stub my toe and where's a beer?
The reason I had him say that again is because when you're in the motion of fucking drinking and on that bender, right? It seems like we're finding everything we can to try to celebrate, find an excuse to get a drink in our systems.
Well, and it was like, and I grew up doing, watched my mom drink all the time and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, well, that's fucking normal. That's normal. So, I moved out of my mom's house at, oh, shit, dude, I was 17, 18. I was a young guy. And I moved out of I moved out of the house, and it was almost like taking a kid to Disneyland with no adult supervision. It was, so I'm going to credit alcohol for fucking up my first relationship. because I got out on my own and it was like, dude, hey, no one's stopping me. I'm gonna go
Dude.
for it. And I was playing in this fucking cover band, dude, and I thought, oh, I'm gonna be the next Nikki Sixx, which turned out at some point would have some truth.
We'll get there.
Yeah, we're climbing the ladder.
Continue.
Yes.
But that relationship ended. Moved into another apartment. Continued to drink. Moved out of that apartment. Moved back home.
Can I stop you right there?
You can.
What age were you when you had your first serious relationship?
16.
16?
Yeah.
Wow. That's very young to find love.
Oh, she moved in with me a few months after we got.
Oh my god.
And you're wondering what's wrong with you now? No. I'm just fucking with you, man.
Oh,
But
whoa.
no, talk to me about that, dude. Having something, dedicating to something so young.
Fuck, dude. At the time, I thought, this is what I want. I'm ready for it. And she had stuff going on at home, and I was just, it was my mom who was like, well, fucking tell her to pack some shit. She's gonna come stay here. And it was weird. We'd get up together. We'd wake each other up, fucking put on our backpacks, walk to school together. It was weird.
How cute.
It was it was
Were
wild.
you that couple at lunchtime that were always just like
Believe it or not, we
up against each other?
Yeah.
hardly ever saw each other at lunch because she was in ROTC doing all that stuff, and I was the guy who smoked a million cigarettes to fill up 30 minutes.
Nice.
So I would go to do
It was a
that.
competition.
It really was. Fuck.
So,
Man.
how long did you guys date?
Almost 3 years.
Whoa. Okay.
It was serious.
Damn, that's a long time for a 16-year-old buck, bro.
That's high
Damn.
school sweethearts.
Damn, look at Joey, dude. Just Mr. Suave over here, dude.
Yeah.
It had its problems.
Well, obviously, you're a fucking baby. You know what I mean? But, okay. So, talk to me after that point. You said alcohol ruined your first relationship. Was this the relationship you were talking about?
Yeah.
What do you mean by alcohol ruined it?
So, she wanted, I think there was, because, there's problems on both sides. It's not my responsibility to tell all the problems that, were on her side. You want to have her as a guest, she can tell her fucking side. But,
No thanks.
No.
okay.
We're trying to progress here. We're just trying to get the back line because
But-
all of this will make sense at the end.
Yeah, so we fought a lot, and I think at the time I didn't understand it. I saw her as like she's attacking me, but now I'm sitting here actually spilling it out, and I'm like, oh well, maybe 1 or 15 drinks had something to do with a lot of it, like it did in my my current relationship, where man, that woman's held on through some fucking shit. But yeah, I think that it got to a point where her and I were both we were just done. I think we both just, we're 18, 19 years old. We want to experience life a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know. Shit happens.
So how long were you single after that?
Fuck, not even a year, dude.
Right into next relationship?
Not right into. I kind of whored around for a little bit.
Hmm.
Am I allowed to say that?
You're allowed to say whatever
Yeah.
you want.
Anything.
I kind
Just
of.
know that you're held accountable.
That's right.
This is my accountability session.
That's right.
But I turned into a little bit of a slut for a while, and then
Ooh, I like it.
there's another girl who was just about to be another fly in my web. Fuck, that sounds horrible saying that.
Oh
Fuck.
god.
But she was gonna be just another come and go to me.
Potential hookup that we will never talk again. Be a little more respectful. These are human beings as well. All right?
All right,
Oh, I thought
What?
about it as
We-
at 19 though. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
How I
I
thought
get
about
it.
it at
I
19.
get it. I get it.
But yeah, another potential, hookup that was gonna happen, and it wasn't that, dude.
It just kept going.
Well, she didn't sleep with me, so I was like, okay, well, I guess I like this chick. She's nice to me, kinda. We'll play it out. We'll see where it goes. Here we are, fucking 7 years later.
Genuine relationship.
Oh, it's
Ooh.
the same one.
This is mom.
Not consistently. Hold on, I gotta add. Not consistently. I'd be lying if I said we hadn't broken up at least 800 fucking times in these 7 years.
Hey, that's all right. You're still here.
Awesome. I like her, dude. She's cool.
Yeah, she's neat.
She's mom,
I
right?
love your baby.
Dude, that kid is so cool.
She's so cute.
She's so cool, man. She's like, I want another one. I'm like, why? We have a fucking cool kid right here, dude. I don't want another one. Like, I like this.
So, we're gonna keep going on your abuse journey.
Oh
Okay,
man,
we got.
I-
So
okay. So
obviously she's gonna be in and out of the picture of you basically getting
Yeah.
fucked up, right?
Yeah. She's gonna be more there.
What age were you when you found music again?
Fuck, dude. Man,
What was like
music.
18? You were in the cover band.
I was 18 in the cover band, but before that, I had played bass in another band at 15, 16. Played the
Gotcha.
Knitting Factory.
So it was like,
Oh, hell yeah.
we're
Yeah.
going.
Yeah.
Cool. I love it.
Yeah, played in a band at the Knitting Factory.
That's awesome.
I think it was actually one of the last shows they had there. And then I was the singer for a punk band for a little bit, which is also making a resurrection.
Tight.
That's coming later.
What?
Yeah.
2 bands.
And
Okay. So flash forward.
yeah.
We're getting fucked up.
all the time.
We're finding our forever relationship, right? We don't know it's our forever relationship,
Yeah.
but we're figuring it the fuck out, right?
Yeah, I'm kind of, we're hanging out,
So what would you say was like your lowest point in your addiction?
Fuck, dude. Right before my daughter was born, a couple months before my daughter was born.
How old is your baby girl?
She is 3 years old.
Talk to me. Where were you at mentally?
Mentally, I was suicidal.
Hmm.
But I was suicidal in a different way. I was going to go out epically. I was done with music. I felt like, my life was kind of just, dude, I was couch hopping. My life was in the shitter. I was just the most fucking garbage human being. I was ruining relationships left and right. I was ready to give up, dude. I was done. And then, late November, I found myself, laying down in a hospital bed because I didn't know when to stop doing my stuff. I had fucking snorted my way into a gurney.
Well, I'm going to say this, Ben. I'm glad that you're still here with us for sure.
Oh yeah.
Because, obviously, we all need you here, and that would have been devastating, to say the least. So,
Yeah, it was that was rough, and I think here's what made it worse. Here's what because like I said, my ego, dude, it was bad, and that was part of my ego.
yeah. But,
I remember opening my eyes.
So you overdosed on cocaine?
Yeah.
That's brutal, dude.
And it's fucked up, dude. When and I think what the EMT said is I was given meth at some point in the night while we were doing it. So I was unknowingly doing methamphetamine.
damn.
And when you overdose on that shit, it's not the same as when you overdose on opiates. It's you fucking know everything that's happening, you feel it, and that's what it was for me. But I remember they had pumped me full of enough Ativan to finally put me the fuck out. And it took a lot of Ativan to do that. And I remember waking up and I see her sitting there.
Yeah.
Big old baby bump, dude, and I fucking lost it. And
Did you know?
that she was pregnant?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah.
When did you know she was pregnant?
Oh, man, probably 4 weeks after. What's funny? I'm going to get a little TMI here. My daughter was actually conceived the night of one of your shows.
Oh, hell
When you
yeah.
opened up for Attila.
Fuck yeah. Nate, man, you did it, brother.
That was the weirdest night ever.
Yeah,
I'll talk about that at some point.
Dude, we didn't even.
But I'm not gonna talk about it.
That's-
We didn't even stay for Attila.
good.
Oh.
We
No, I'm
fuck-
just kidding.
There was
Shout out Callan. He was like the nicest one to me, but like very fucking weird vibes. That's all I'm gonna say.
there's a lot to digest.
I'm not a big Attila fan, but and you know what, dude? I knew what she was doing because her and I weren't even together at the time.
Mm-hmm.
I was living in Sparks, her in Reno.
Yeah.
And she texted me and she's like, "Hey, so I'm supposed to go to this Attila concert, but everybody who I asked to go dropped out.
Oh,
Do you want to go?"
that's the Netflix and chill.
Dude, and
Yep.
I said, and
of,
I'm always down to go to
local
a concert.
shows type shit.
I'm always down to go to a concert, so I said, "Fuck yeah, let's do it."
I like this.
Well, she comes to pick
Love
me
this
up,
This is next level.
and she was like dressed in her most like rocker girl outfit and shit like that.
Oh,
Dude,
he was shook.
Period. No. So we get to.
I hope your daughter gets to see this.
Never stood a chance.
She's gonna be all.
Anyway,
But
mom's a bombshell.
yeah. So we get to the show and stuff like that, and I had probably 6 Long Island iced teas.
Do
Oh,
it, dude.
Didn't even, bro.
wicked combination.
So we stayed we watched some of the act after you guys had went up. I wasn't a big fan of them neither, and then we fucking left.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
because that was definitely a high peak for me drinking as well.
Well,
How fucked up was I when we talked?
that narrows it down. Which time?
That makes me sad.
What year was this? This was
Can I-
2023.
Can I tell you something personally? Like now that we were like on a show
Yeah.
together, nothing hurt me, and this has nothing to do with you
Oh, okay.
by any means.
Okay.
It's
thank
just
God.
happened the
I'm
fact
like-
that we're in the picture together. But this is the one that fucking like hit me in the face almost with like a baseball bat
Yeah.
because I didn't know why everybody was like talking about my weight. And it wasn't until you came up and you're like, dude, I have an old picture of us together.
Yeah.
And you hold it up and I look so blown out.
Really?
Like I had like the beer belly going on. My eyes, like my pupils were fucking dotted, dude, because I was fucked up. I saw that picture and it made me almost want to cry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay, but like I'm still coming to terms of like those times that I missed out on, especially with you. I wish I wasn't like that. I wish I was a little more inspirational or more like put my arm around you, not in the sense of like I don't know where the fuck I'm at, instead of just being like, hey, young man. I'm stoked that you're here, dude. What are you doing with music? I would love to
Dude,
point you in the right
you-
directions.
you know, it's
shit,
funny.
but-
You were the first, like, so I saw my first concert at like 14, and the concert I was going to was Escape the Fate, Eve to Adam, New Year's Day, but the first band to walk out on that stage that night was She Has a Fashion Vice. So you were technically my first concert.
That's awesome.
Full circle moment.
But yeah, I don't want that being like a scarred moment. Just know that you like changed me for good.
Oh,
You know what I mean? Like
Hell
that
yeah.
was like almost I want to say like what snapped in my head to almost just like have this like collapse of everything like you're talking about. Everything I was doing wrong, everybody I was pushing away. What the fuck am I doing?
I gotta ask, was it that picture of us at the alley
Yeah,
when you invited me backstage to fucking take that picture? Yeah.
dude, it's tough for me to look at
The
because I know where I was like mentally at that point, and
Yeah.
it was not.
Well,
good.
and you know where you're at mentally. Nobody else knew.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm very proud to be here now, and it's so fucking cool to be like,
Dude, I know.
you know what I mean? I mean, I'm almost
Loving
tempted
it.
to be like, send me that picture so I can point it up, so that way we can be like, dudes,
Maybe if I could find
there's some massive feats here. There's some strong ass motherfuckers in this room. Because you gotta understand, dude. Like, I've also seen Joey in like his heyday as far as drinking and stuff goes. I mean, the man was hurting. You know what I mean? It
Well,
wasn't
and-
look like you were having the best time, but you
Yeah,
look like you're
that's-
trying to have the best time. You know what I mean?
And that's what it was. I very much always put on this face, but dude, I had an end goal. I was like, if I'm gonna fucking go out and I'm gonna take myself out this way, I at least want people to remember me, having a good time. And that's kind of what it was until it was no longer a good time.
Yeah.
And
That's a good saying right
dude,
there.
it wasn't a good fucking time anymore. After my daughter was born, I fucking
Wait,
oh
go back.
okay, where we
We're
go?
at Attila.
Oh,
Mom, I'm sorry. I just wanted to say that. Just
Oh,
because,
yeah,
like,
no,
I know we were talking about like how we kind of linked up and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But
Tia.
So we leave the show.
Mhm.
And then X-rated things happen, and
no, what happened, Joey? We want the full. No, I'm just kidding. Go
All
ahead.
so one button.
Jeez.
It was about 3 inches and 3
Yeah.
minutes, baby.
3 whole minutes?
Fucking
You legend.
dude, it was rad.
Oh, stallion.
No, but so then so that that happened, and like I went back to my house. I was living in Sparks, and then she was doing whatever the fuck she was doing. Like I said, we weren't together. And then she came to pick me up one day, or no, she had asked me to pick her up from work. She said we needed to talk.
How long after Attila did this happen?
5 weeks, I'd say.
That's enough time.
I cried.
That's
No,
enough time.
walk me through it. Tell me. Are you comfortable saying it? I'm sorry.
Oh, 100%.
Walk me through that fucking moment. Because A,
Dude.
we are
So-
blasted, right? We are in dark
Well, and
headspace.
here's where I was.
We,
When
we
she-
fucked up,
Dude,
right?
check it out. When she had texted me and said, "Hey, we need to talk," it was very. I was drunk then. I was drinking then. I wouldn't say I was drunk at that point. Fucking drinking was easy as breathing. So I went to go pick her up. She said she had a pregnancy test. She's like, "Can you take me to my mom's house? I don't want my roommate seeing this." Her roommate fucking hated me, but granted, she had a reason. Everybody had a reason to hate me at that time.
Never
And
that.
we so I take her to her mom's house. I'm sitting in the car, and I remember I was listening to I was listening to Hawthorne Heights, Nikki FM.
Wow.
And she comes out. She gets in the car, quiet. She turns down the radio, silence.
Fuck.
She says, "Can we go to a park and talk?" You want to know how big of a piece of shit I am?
Fuck.
I cried, went and dropped her off at home, went back to my house, hit 7-Eleven, grabbed a couple more bottles of vodka.
Wait,
then went
did
back to
you
my house.
know? Did she tell you at all?
I knew.
But she didn't say anything.
She
That's
had-
what she wanted
she
to go to
hadn't
the park
said-
for?
yeah.
We never got to the park. She never said, hey, I'm pregnant. You just were like, fucking, I know it. I know
Yep.
what's going on. And then it went instantly, time to be Joey mode, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Fuck, dude.
That's tough.
And I went back to my apartment. I went to my friend's house. I kept she had left the pregnancy test on the dash.
Oh.
And I went to my friend's house.
That's so cold, dude.
I went to my friend's house. I fucking threw it on the counter. And he was on the phone, and he was like, "I'm gonna call you back."
Yeah.
And then his dad comes out. Me and him talk about it. He's like, "I'm gonna come with you. You're not in a good headspace right now. I already know you're about to get fucking hammered beyond belief," which I did. And his dad comes popping his head out of the room. He says, "Try not to fuck anything on your way out the door."
Fuck's sake.
Sweet man.
Wow.
And dude, I went back to my apartment and I got fucking loaded. Woke up the next morning. It took me about 5 minutes to register. Then I called her and I said, "Well, that's kind of when we started talking about things." And then that whole pregnancy, I was just not a good person. I was not a good dad. Wasn't there. Let my ego and everything get the best of me.
Now that you've had a little bit of time, do you know why maybe you were there? Like, why did you do that?
I didn't want to be a dad. I wanted to be, this big fucking rock star. I thought, I was like, oh, well, all my dreams are gone. Like, oh, this, that, and the next. And you know what, dude? This woman, she gave me so many outs. So many. And I guess, dude, like, there was always that little thing in the back of my head that was like, dude, don't do it. Don't sign your rights away. Don't fucking be a deadbeat, you know. And I couldn't do it. And so, and it's funny, the day that my daughter was born was actually like the first day that I had been sober in like a year.
We're going to back it up just a little bit
Just a
because
smooch.
we're almost there.
Yeah.
We got to talk about those 9 months of getting fucked up.
And almost
And
killing
are
myself.
we drinking every night?
Oh, we're going. We're every day, every night. It doesn't stop.
Are we snorting drugs every day?
Every day. Does not stop.
Every day.
Every fucking day. It does not stop. And then,
So when the overdose happens in November,
Yeah.
right? When is baby girl born?
January
January. Which year?
5th.
20.
Or
23?
2023, yeah.
Yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
So
Dude.
I walked out. I remember I walked out of the hospital. And dude, I cried because I remember thinking,
Dude,
'Cause
I'm
prior
about
to that-
cry. That's
well,
fucking rough.
prior to that, because that wasn't the first time I had been put in the hospital for it. That was like the second or third. That was just the one time that it got so bad, that it actually almost took me. And
Yeah.
I remember being in the hospital and they're pumping me full of Ativan to slow my heart rate down. And I just remember fucking crying. I'm like, I want to meet. I have to be here to meet my daughter. And I hadn't said that any other time I went to the hospital. Anytime, I was sitting there drinking alone in the garage,
It
shit
became
like-
real.
It became real, dude. It happened. And I was like, I have to be here for my daughter. I have to be here to meet my daughter. And so after that, I stopped using for a while. It was kind of like on occasions at that point.
Mm-hmm.
I was still drinking very heavily,
Even after the OD?
even after the OD.
Just right back to booze?
Right
Didn't
back to
scare the
fucking-
shit out of you?
I had left, so I remember leaving this was around Thanksgiving. So
Yeah.
I left the hospital. I went back home with her. She kind of, being as pregnant as she was, she took care of me. She was like getting me like in the bathtub whenever I got sick or anything like that.
She took care
That's a real one.
Yeah.
She took care of you after
Dude,
your OD?
Yeah, and,
course.
Dude,
That's a real one.
what a fucking gangster, dude.
That's real love.
Wow.
dude,
You owe her everything, dude.
everything,
My God.
everything, dude.
Continuing.
And so she was, getting me in and out of the bath. Like, dude, there's times where I just, she would leave me in the shower with the water running because, like, the apartment she lived in had a tankless water heater, so, like, endless hot water. So she'd just leave me in there for like an hour, and then she would periodically come and check on me, make sure I'm still alive and stuff like that. And then she was like, well, so we go to Thanksgiving at her mom's house.
Yeah.
And this is just like less than 2 days after I almost fucking died. I remember, and dude, it kills me to think back on it because this is at a time, dude, nobody in my family wanted to spend any holidays with me. Nobody had called me to invite me to anything. Nobody shot me a text to wish me holidays. Here I was with her at her mom's house, and I started to realize just how fucked up it had gotten, like just how bad things had gotten, and I couldn't even finish dinner. I couldn't eat dinner, couldn't get anything down. I got sick, and I went and slept in the car until she was done. And then there was a couple times throughout, I think once or twice throughout December that I used a little bit, and then I completely stopped. Then I remembered the night before my daughter was born. I was drinking, and she had sent me a message. She said, hey, and I still have the messages in my phone. She said, hey, this baby is due any fucking day now. You need to cut back on your drinking. You need to start being coherent for this.
Yeah.
Let me rewind just a second. Just because this is important.
Yeah.
So 2 things. Obviously, you were devastated when you found out that your girlfriend was pregnant, basically.
Yeah.
How long did it take for you to tell your parents and/or step-parents?
Days.
First of all.
Days.
So you told them fairly quickly.
Yep.
Second part, how did they react to you telling them the news?
All right, so check this. Everybody knew how I was.
Especially in your current state, yeah.
Yeah. So everybody knew how I was at that time. So everybody, everybody was like, well, good fucking job, you fucking dipshit,
Like, jeez.
And then, after a few
No
conversations.
congratulations.
No.
Not one.
Not for a while.
Just sarcastic.
Yeah. And it was actually why I had stopped talking to my mom for a few months because of it. And my dad, he, once he kind of got a hold of the idea and kind of sat with him for a second, he actually had offered. My dad offered. He's like, well, maybe he's like, if you guys can't figure it out, someone on this side of the family can take the baby and stuff like that.
Okay. All right. Interesting.
I'd figured my shit out enough to a point by then. But,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a weird one.
But yeah, she had texted me. She's like, you need to stop. You need to figure out this drinking. You need to dial it back because this baby's due any day now.
Yeah.
And I told her, I said, dude, you got another 3 weeks tops. At the minimum, another 3 weeks. I said, I'll be fine. You'll be fine. Next morning, I'm hung over and I'm getting ready to start drinking again. I'm getting ready to go and pour that glass. And she calls me and she's like, hey, you need to get to the hospital. I'm having contractions.
Ooh.
I said, it's going to be the same thing. They're just going to send you home like they did last time. She gets on the phone. She says, get to the fucking hospital now.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, I'm coming. And so I get to the hospital.
God damn.
Dude, and we're there, right? We're at the hospital. And dude, I'm like this at the hospital.
Yeah.
I'm like that at the hospital. And
for many reasons.
A lot of reasons. Yeah.
About 480
4 reasons at
A
least.
bajillion reasons.
Yeah.
So I'm like that at the fucking hospital. And then I'm like, I need to get out of here. I need to fucking get to the bar. Or I need to get to the bottle or whatever. She stands up. They're like, all right, yeah, you're not having this baby today. Here you go. She goes to stand up. The second she stands up, water breaks. And then
Perfect timing.
they look at her and they're like, all right, I guess we're having this baby today. And she looks at me and she's like, you're not going anywhere. So you know what I got to do for the next couple of days?
Lockdown.
I got to fucking go through mild detox and meet my daughter at the same time.
Sounds amazing.
That was meant to be, though. That's awesome.
Yeah, well, and she had to call her best friend, dude, because I had my own team of nurses.
You know what's awesome in that statement?
Nothing.
No. You know what's fucking awesome in that statement? That 2 people were born at the same time.
So, hold on,
Your
dude.
sober self
Oh, my journey doesn't stop there.
and her. But the idea, right?
The idea was there. But me and her, we hadn't gotten back together yet.
No, I meant the baby.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like how awesome are you guys joined with that together? You can
That was
celebrate that
cool.
together. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you're just think about your sobriety as like her infancy. You're kind of doing the same thing. You're raising that while you're raising her, and I think that's fucking magical because it's like
Yeah.
you're aging together with it.
So it was crazy because that was when the idea kind of started popping into my head. Well, maybe I am done with drinking. Maybe like this isn't my path anymore. Blah blah. Unfortunately, it would take me a few more months before it finally clicked. But that day, like that was like I thought it was weird. I'm like I'm sober this one day that my daughter is born. Who would have fucking thought? And
Oh yeah.
it's funny. So there's this ongoing joke because I was like, is she mine? Because we were broken up. So I'm like, is she mine? And she swore up and down like, yeah, she's yours.
Valid
And here's
questions.
the funniest shit. So everyone knows I got a lazy eye. And the second that baby girl was born, I was able to gather myself enough to stand up, walk over to the little bassinet thing they had her in. And I was like, well, I don't need that DNA test anymore. She's like, oh, does she look like you? I said, yep, eye and everything. I
That's
had never
funny.
seen a woman who had just given birth move so fucking quickly. Man, she thought I was being serious. I was scared.
That's good.
But so yeah, that was crazy. And then I went back on the couch hopping thing again.
Okay.
I went and did that for a while. And I was hardly seeing my daughter, and then it came to a point, dude, I think it was fucking St. Patty's Day.
Ooh.
And dude, just everything came to a head. My dad called me and he says, "Why am I getting these hospital bills?" He's like, "I'm getting a bunch of these hospital bills for you. What's going on?"
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
So I finally had to tell Dad that I had a drug problem.
Fuck. Yeah.
Oh no! So your family didn't know you overdosed?
No. Well, so when I overdosed, I was at my cousin's house. She's the one that called the ambulance, and then she then told my grandmother. Grandmother then told Mom. But they kept it. Everybody kept it pretty hidden from my dad's side of the family.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't until he got those hospital bills on St. Patty's Day, and he called me and he's like, "What the fuck are these?" I was like, I couldn't even come up with a lie. I was sitting there. I was fucking hammered off rum. Mom's upstairs holding my daughter. Me and my lady are fighting, and I fucking broke down, and I just told him, I said, I'm a drug addict. And I told him about the OD and everything like that. And he was understandably a little upset and mad at first, but then I think it was the next night, the following night, my stepmom called and she's like, "Do you want to get clean?" I was like, "Yeah." Well, so it wasn't that black and white. I kind of argued. I was like, "Well, can I do it next week? I have this coming up. I have to do this." She's like, "No." She's like, "If you're gonna do this, we're gonna come pick you up right
That's
now."
right.
Yeah,
That's right.
You gotta do it.
And I looked at my lady. I'm like, she's like, "Go." I'm like, "Are you gonna be able to do this?" She was like, "I did just fucking fine without you. Go." So I went, and I was there for about a month, and I stayed clean. I got clean off of drugs. And then I came home. I came back to Reno, and oh my fucking god, the first day back in Reno, the first thing I did was go to a bar, bought drugs, locked myself in a Motel 6, went to my grandma's because I thought people were trying to break into the Motel 6. And from my grandma's, I went to the hospital. I wasn't overdosing, but I think I had a panic attack on steroids, pretty much.
Reno's a tough place to avoid,
Yeah.
much less overcome.
Yeah.
I
dude.
think
So-
I think I
but-
want to amplify that to most people.
Yeah, dude.
It's like
it's the devil's playground for sure.
it's hard
baby.
to do
They
that
call this
anywhere.
shit purgatory for a reason.
Yeah, and there's always someone at any corner that's ready to just get
Give it
you
to
back
you.
on it. Yeah.
And so that was so I came home, I did that, and that was the last time I ever fucking touched drugs. That was the very last time I ever touched it, was when the doctor looked at me and he said, "Do you have the drugs on you still?" I said, "Yeah." He was like, "You can dispose them in that, no questions asked." I fucking did that. Last time I ever touched him. Anything like that.
He took the drugs.
I hope he did.
No,
He had
I'm
a-
just kidding. I'm just
Flipped
kidding.
He had a bad morning,
He's like, you
dude.
can dispose them right here,
He's like, this,
buddy.
he saw me coming and he's like, "This fucking asshole again."
Free stuff.
But that was the last time I ever touched drugs. And then now here's what's weird: things started kind of spiraling So I was left behind with some nasty shit mentally because of the drugs and stuff like that, like fucking panic attacks, anxiety, like dude,
Yeah,
real
yes,
nasty,
sir.
real
Yes, sir.
nasty shit.
Real shit.
And
It's trauma.
yeah, so it was weird. Like a month after that, I remember I was living with my cousin at the time, and I went out on the porch. I lit my cigarette like I did every morning, and then there's something was just like, put that shit out. You're done. Scratch out the cigarette. Last fucking cigarette I ever had. And then
Nice.
things, I needed a change of scenery. I needed to see something different every day. So I moved in with a buddy of mine living on a 1-inch foam mat in his bedroom. That's where I got sober. That's where I quit drinking. But it didn't start out like that. I moved in there and I was still doing my regularly scheduled bullshit. And then the day, June 22nd, 2023. I woke up. It was a regular fucking day. Went, poured myself a shot. Went around the house, did my usual bullshit, scrolled on my phone, went and took another shot. And did that 3-4 more times. And then before I knew it, I don't know, just something. I remember being in the bathroom and just something was, I realized, I'm like, dude, I'm drinking and it's not even 9 o'clock in the fucking morning. I don't have a job. I'm couch hopping. I'm essentially homeless. I'm not allowed to see my daughter at this point. I'm like, what the fuck is going? I remember me and my mom had a conversation where she's like, dude, I give it 3 weeks tops before you end up in a cell or a casket. Hear that from your own mom? Fuck, dude, that shit hurts.
Right, cut you deep, yeah.
Yeah, and I remember I just like fucking sat there looking at myself in the mirror. And like that point in your life, 3-4 years old, maybe even 5 years old, when you just snap into consciousness.
Yeah.
We've heard this quite a few times on this podcast.
Yeah.
Right.
So
It's very wild.
Yeah, you're not
that
human
we
until
are
then.
now once again
having this
same conversation, and I'm gonna hit you with every single question that I have given every single person that said they have come across this epiphany.
Yeah.
Were you big on religion?
No.
Did you submit to a god after that?
For a little bit, yeah, but that was because I felt like I was like, there's no way I quit doing all these things in this amount of time on my own.
Mm-hmm.
So for a short period of time, I did.
Now, giving praise to a higher power or legitimately replacing your mindset with like an idealism are two different things.
Yeah.
So what you're talking about, definitely still on the same thing that we're talking about, but what I'm talking about on the other adjacent is, did you submit yourself to a higher entity at that time during your epiphany, or did you just birth into what we call Joey now?
So
it just felt like
it was
almost like
weird.
you shedded a layer of your onion.
It was like that. It was weird. I was sitting there looking in the mirror. I snapped into this weird consciousness. There was this voice in the back of my head that I believe is me now. It was me now, sober Joey. It was me going, move over, dude. I'm driving now. We're done.
Wow.
And,
I like that shit, bro.
Dude, I remember I stopped. I remember locking myself in where I was living, and I got sick. I went through the motions. I went through the bullshit for a couple of weeks. It sucked. And yeah, June 22nd of this year, it'll be 3 years that I've been sober.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, let's give it.
More than a golf clap for that.
Dude,
Yes.
always celebrate the sobriety dates, bro.
Oh, dude.
Those are the biggest fucking wins. Because,
almost 3 years.
Like, every time you hit those milestones,
Yeah.
you think about all the bullshit like we talked about, dude. I mean, come on, we've been at this shit for almost an hour and a half talking about legitimately like how you fucked your life up completely.
Yeah.
But here you are. Here
I am. It's crazy.
Fucking massive, and you did all of this work without.
That's right.
Like any. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is, for the last 3 years, even though nothing has really changed in hindsight, you were able to navigate that with the sober mindset and actually sit through it, right?
Mhm.
Because like we were talking about, I stubbed my toe, I need a drink, bro. But now it's like I stub my toe. Now I got to sit here with my thoughts about how that hurts, and then I just really have to just go on now.
Oh, dude, navigating my life. Like I said, so I went through that death back in August, and navigating my life through that has been challenging. You know, it's almost like, and it's so weird. I get so emotional at the weirdest thing. I was watching um, this TV show about the Waco, Texas siege back in the 90s.
Yeah.
And I was watching this thing on that, and dude, I don't know why, just in the middle of it, I started fucking crying. And I was like, dude, thank Christ, like, or whoever, thank whoever that nobody is here to watch me doing this, because, it happens more often than I want it to. And
That's okay.
Yeah.
It really is. I have to catch myself all the time because I want to say my second year sober is when I lost so many friends.
Yeah.
I'm not saying like actual relationships too, but like people fucking died on me, dude.
Yeah.
It was rough. It was one of the hardest things I had to sit through and like not go abuse myself like I fucking wanted to so badly.
Oh, absolutely. And and weirdly enough too, is like that was one of the things that held me back from doing music for so long too, was because when I first got sober, I was like, I want to do music again. But I was like, there's no fucking way it's the right time. But it was also like for a long time too, I associated my substance abuse with doing music.
That's a very real thing.
You know
Like,
what I mean?
can you create not being tortured?
Exactly. And it's so weird, dude.
Yes.
Like,
I'm sorry. that was a
no,
very
absolutely,
easy
dude. It's
answer
so
after a
weird
while.
making like this, writing this new music and doing this new stuff, and doing it sober. It's reignited like that passion that I once had for it before I let my fucking ego take over. And
Definitely feels like the first time you picked up a guitar again.
yeah, dude,
You know what I mean?
it's so cool.
It all just comes back immediately, and you're like,
Yeah.
what have I been missing for these last 20
Dude,
years
and it's
while I
so-
was doing this shit?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Did I even really do it?
And it's so, I don't know, I don't like to use the word blessed, but I do truly feel,
I love that word. I say it all the time.
dude,
Hashtag so blessed.
so
And it
blessed.
has nothing to do with religion by any means. Like when
Well,
when I'm financially even like good, even for a week, I will say like, "Hey, I'm pretty blessed right now.
That's right.
I'll give me that extra fucking shit, or here's a bigger tip." You know what I mean?
Well,
Like,
I'd say
pass it on.
I'm blessed that I was able to do something that a lot of people don't have the strength to do. And
That's very real.
dude, it was, and the that I'm able to still do it, especially when I stumble over myself and I'm just like, what the fuck, dude, and
Well, now you're part of a coalition of dudes that are rooting for you, 110%.
dude, and I'm rooting for the dudes. Yeah, no, and I'll tell you what, if I did not have a daughter, would not have happened. I would have fucking died that way. I would have died that way if weren't for my baby girl. And it's so cool because I was a permanent part of her life when she was about 4 months old. That's when I kind of came in as a permanent part of her life, and getting to watch her grow up the last few years, it's been, oh my god, dude, it's too fast.
And remember everything.
And remember everything too.
How that's blessed right
Dude,
there. Dude.
it's cool.
You know what I mean?
It's
We always
rock
talk
and roll,
about
dude.
this all the time where people are taking pictures and shit all the time. I'm like, dude, the best camera ever. Right here, baby.
The peepers.
Best memory you got on you.
And
Right
yeah,
here,
it's
baby.
it's so cool. And I just recently started writing a movie too, and
Oh shit.
you know,
Hell yeah.
my lady, dude, I shared all the ideas with her first, and she'll tell me if it's good, or she's like, fucking nobody would watch that, she tells me. So she's kind of like, she'll be the first kind of basis, like, okay, we'll do it. Will this work? And I told her the idea for the one I'm writing, and dude, she's like, bro, she was like, finish that script and pitch it.
Hell yeah.
So, like, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, you gotta
But right now,
set,
that's
like-
gonna come later. Right now, fucking EP.
Yeah. Yeah.
EP.
No.
That's
I think we're at a very good spot. Like, it got real deep. We got to talk about a lot of things, man. Thank you, Joey, for sharing your fucking story.
Dude,
with
thank
us.
you
That
for
was-
wanting to hear it, man.
That was
It's,
huge, man. No, like
it's
dude,
therapeutic to be able to
you
talk
had
about
me
it.
locked the fuck in, bro. I can only imagine like people watching this,
Yeah.
like what they're gonna take from it because, dude, you got a story, kiddo.
Dude, I know-
like, for sure.
I know
man.
there's gonna be some people. I know there's people that are gonna call me and be like, dude, why didn't you call me?
That's
Hey.
okay. You know, like we always talk about, like I've had plenty of guests line up and just cancel.
Really?
Yeah, because if you have to sit down and talk about your life on a microphone and then go back and listen to it, A, you gotta listen to your own voice. Not a lot of people know what they sound like.
Yeah.
And B, yeah, dude, you gotta talk about your life. That's
Dude, just
hard as
edit.
fuck.
Just
Yeah.
edit my life with optimism.
You gotta have the stones to put yourself out there like
yeah,
that.
it's to be vulnerable as a man in this day and age is not
Well,
really heard of, man.
Well, and on
You
top of that, it was time,
Mhm.
because it's like I can tell my lady, the same story over and over. She was there for it.
Yeah,
She was there for all of it. So it's like, and I think, when I talk to her about it, there's times where she gets re-hurt by some of the stuff, and the fact that she's still here after 7 fucking years, I'm like, dude, I don't know how.
I worship my wife because of that.
Yeah,
Because
I'm
of the
like,
shit I put her through.
yeah, I'm like, I don't know how you could
She
still.
deserves nothing less from me.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, I don't know how you can still be around after all this, after everything that I put her through, dude.
But
it's
It's true love,
I
bro.
also
It's true love.
know that it does get annoying on their part
Oh yeah.
because they're like, okay, dude, you've made up for it now. Fucking go. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, we
trying
get
to
it.
find
You're-
that, yeah, trying to find that
Yeah.
fine line. I'm also trying to learn too, like, because it's like, hey, I want to go do these things. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Because I was so gone for so fucking
Well,
long.
dude, it's gotten to
you
a
know?
point. It's gotten to a point with me where she tells me to get out
Yeah,
of the fucking
that's where
house.
we're at now.
You know
It's
what I
like,
mean?
please, for the love of fuck, go.
Yeah,
create,
she's
get
like,
out of the
yeah,
house. Like,
she's like,
go away from me, puppy.
yeah,
you know?
she's like,
Move
well,
on.
dude, all right. So when I first got sober, dude, it was very touchy. So like, dude, nobody believed me when I was saying that I got sober. Nobody believed it. Nobody believed it until I hit 3 months. Nobody believed it till I hit 6 months. And then when I hit a year, people were like, "Hey, good fucking job, dude. Good on you." She was one of those people though for that whole first year, like year and a half.
Yeah.
Whenever I went out to do anything, she was, and I didn't text her back within a certain amount of time or call her, whatever. She's picking up the phone. What are you doing?
Wow. Yeah, really
like, hey,
checking
what's
in on
going
you.
on? Hey, what's going on? Like, are you okay? And there was other people doing the same thing. If I didn't message them with my mom, dude, because my mom, she's been sober over 3 years,
Fuck yeah.
and
Sick.
dude, she was a big one on that. Like the first year I was sober, dude, like if I didn't message her back within like a few hours, she was like, dude, are you okay? Like, are you drinking? Like,
Shout out, mom, dude.
dude, and it got to a point where I was like, man, everyone can stop fucking. I'm not fucking drinking. Like, if I was gonna drink, trust me, you would have gotten the phone call first.
Well, think about this, man. The fact that everybody was checking on you, that's
Dude,
like, fucking amazing. Because, like,
yeah,
I feel like I had the
appreciate that.
exact opposite.
Oh, really?
I got the we'll see treatment.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking
Oh
about?
yeah. Oh yeah.
That lasted for a year and a half.
Really?
It fucking pissed me off, dude. You know what I mean? It was like there was nothing I could do for these people.
Yeah.
I felt like I was the dancing fucking monkey for a minute.
Well,
But I'm so happy that, like, dude, at least, yeah, that's a big motivator. If you're watching this and you know a homie's getting sober,
cheer him on.
whatever that is
Cheer him on.
money, dude. Just, I haven't heard from you in a while, but you good? You need someone to talk to you?
Oh,
Cool.
dude,
Just check. I know I'm annoying, but do we want you to win?
Yeah, and
You know?
dude, there's people like, there's people like, people that I had fucked up relationships with, people who didn't want me around anymore, who when they heard that I was like sober for like 6 months, they'd kind of hit me up and be like, hey, like you understand why I had to walk away, right? And I'd be like,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, we call that the
The
trial
tough-
by
yeah,
fire, dude, where
yeah.
you have to go apologize to everybody.
Hold on,
No,
I did that. Hold on, listen.
Apology tour.
Go ahead.
Listen, I did that to a degree, but then there were some other people who were enabling my problems, and when they decided it wasn't fun for them anymore, they fucking threw me to the curb. So those were the people I did not apologize to. Those were the people that I'm like, they can suffer in their own fucking misery.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's that group of friends you lose immediately.
Yeah.
Getting sober, which is a-okay after a
Yeah.
while, you get lonely, but you're like, I don't give a fuck about that anymore. You learn those true colors,
Oh, yeah.
and then you also have to learn those people that you did apologize to, and they keep throwing that shit back in your face.
So I'm thankful that I've never had that happen, except for one time. Me and my mom did get in an argument, and she texted me. She said, "Stop telling people you're sober." Like I was sober for almost a year at that point. We got in an argument. She said, "Stop telling people you're sober." I'm like, "Oh, that's fucking mean." But yeah, that was like the only case. But luckily I didn't have that. Everybody was very supportive of me
That's
getting
fucking
sober.
awesome.
You know what I mean,
It does take a village like that, bro.
dude?
Like, everybody's got a high five in it, dude.
Dude,
You
and
know what I mean?
it helped. it really helped, you know, because like there's people that I went back around after being sober for a period of time where I was like, dude, they're gonna offer me a fucking drink, and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to say no, and like they'd be like, all right, who's drinking? Not Joe, you know what I mean? And it's still like that to this day, dude.
Dude, people that look out for you that when like that are when they know you're going to like a drinking event and they whip out like a Kool-Aid jammer for you or something.
Oh, it
Those
happens.
people are fucking legends.
It happens, dude.
It's amazing. I
People-
love
yeah.
that. I'm like, dude, thank you for thinking of me.
Yeah,
Just knowing
people.
this-
Yeah, people
I don't,
bring.
you know I don't want to fucking be here.
Yeah, people bring NAs to the function, and I love non-alcoholic beer, dude.
I don't fuck with that.
Really?
It's too triggering for me.
Really?
Yeah, because I'm tasting beer. I'm gonna want the real thing.
See, with me, mine was liquor. If someone were to hand me like non-alcoholic whiskey, that would be a problem.
Yeah, dude, that would be rough.
That'd be a problem.
Because we didn't drink for taste, buddy. You know what I mean?
Fuck.
I'm sure some people would try to test you too. Fairly.
There was
Like, hey,
that
That's
too.
fucked
Like,
up.
do you
there
want
were.
do you want just one? You know, light beer or something?
Dude,
Yeah.
that's,
know, it's like,
dude,
come on.
If you bait your friends like that that are getting sober, fuck
Yeah,
you, dude.
yeah, don't-
I've had
that
that
is
too.
Don't
like
do
some
that.
evil shit.
Yeah,
man.
but some people do that, and
Because-
sadly,
You don't understand. Like, you say it just like, "Hey, I had an epiphany. Now I'm here." You don't understand the fucking willpower that takes
Yeah.
to come out of your nutsack and into your soul
Yeah.
to completely change yourself and not be what everybody else fucking says you are. You know what I mean? When everyone says, like, if you say sorry and don't change, it's manipulation, and then you finally do fucking change, and they're like, oh, fuck.
I think the problem with me, why people waited so long is because, dude, I'd gotten sober before, you know, but the last time I had gotten sober, it had lasted about 3 months, and then I started drinking again, and I went on a fucking 3-year bender, and so I can get why, you know, and there's people like after the whole, you know, when I was sober, you know, where I was like, you know, going on, you know, apologizing and stuff like that. Where there's people that were like, look, dude, I appreciate it, but, you know, respectfully, dude, I want nothing to do with you. And I'm like, hey, you know what? I wanted to say my piece. That was all.
That's
I
fair.
respect your decision.
That's actually,
And then
that's more comforting than not.
Yeah. And then,
Because then you can move forward, dude.
dude, and there's other people, bro, that were like, bro, you pissed on my neighbor from the balcony. Fuck off, you know? I never really did that, but that I know of. But, you know, there is a lot of other people that were like, yeah, dude, like, I'm glad, it's good to hear that you're doing good. You know, there's other people that reached out to me that were like, hey, you know, like, I heard you're doing well. I heard you're sober and stuff like that. I heard you're a rockin' dad, you know, and I'm like, well, bro, I don't know who's telling you these things, but thank you, you know. And it was the same thing, like, when I got back and when I started doing music again, I was like, well, we can only release, like, a few songs because I don't even know if, you know, people don't want to hear music from me anymore, you know. Nobody fucking cares.
No, here it is. Who cares?
Well,
Have fun with it.
that's
man.
what and that's kind of what the end game was going to be, is, you know, I wanted to do it for me. I haven't done it in years. I want to do it for me. But then I posted a picture of me getting ready to track vocals or whatever. And just that photo alone, like, there was no music, we hadn't even really recorded anything yet, but that photo alone, so many people were hitting me up, like, going, you know, people saying like, hey, it's about fucking time, you know, where have you been? Other people were like, oh my god, you know, so excited, you know. Even my lady was like, great, you're gonna finally stop talking about it and actually do it. I was like,
yes.
maybe, we'll see. But yeah, no.
Well, if no one has told you this in ever or in a while, I'm very proud of you, Joey.
Dude, I'm proud of you.
No, I'm very proud of you.
No, you.
Very proud of you, Joey. This is your episode. I'm very proud of you.
I appreciate it.
Okay.
Thank you.
There will be a time where I will get on and get interviewed on this fucking show.
Can
That's
I do
right.
it?
But now is not that time.
I'm gonna do it.
So,
It's
But-
time's coming.
the time is coming to an end because we are officially almost hitting our 2-hour brink.
Yeah.
This is what we
Jesus
call
Christ.
snooze hour, right?
People are like, we're done.
I'm getting
We get it.
double overtime right
We
now.
get it. Your
At
life
the
sucks.
moment here, I will leave the floor open for any last minute opportunities to say anything else you would like to help our audience, struggling dudes out there. Anything that you would like to say, a free platform, any cool sayings, anything you want.
Yeah, absolutely. If you or someone you know struggling with addiction, reach out a helping hand. Obviously, you know, someone who doesn't want help won't get help until they're ready. But, you know, if someone is going through that process and they're getting sober or clean or whatever, Cheer them on. They need that the most. That's what they need. They need to be cheered on. They already have a bunch of people, checking to see if they're doing what they need to be doing. So just be that one homie to cheer them on. And there is always someone there for you, whether it be in a close-knit group or just a stranger on the street. Someone will cheer you on for your sobriety. And feed the creature 2026.
Yes.
Ty, you got anything?
Yeah, I just want to say, celebrate your wins and, just be proud of where you are now, where you've come from. Specifically, Mr. Joey here, just look at where you've come in the three short years. It's just quite the opposite effect there. And so I'm glad that you're still with us, and
I appreciate that, man. Thank you.
glad that you're making music and you've got a beautiful, healthy family now, and you've got all these projects lined up. So it's just huge. And as far as me personally, I'm proud of everybody in this room and everyone that supported me in my endeavors with band or otherwise. And thank you for supporting Antapex. It's my biggest passion. Love all the guys in there. And dear friend to my right here, Mr. Nate.
I was going to end this with like another Chuck Norris joke, but I can't think of one because now I'm on the spot.
Yeah, that's right.
But anyway, thank you guys again for tuning in. Whoever's watching this show. Once again, it's just the dad getting the dog. I hate that fucking dog, but now I love the fucking dog. I'm trying my best to bring you guys as much content as possible while also working on things that I'm also equally very, very passionate about. So, yeah, we do this for no money. We do it for you. Always. We love you guys. Thank you once again. I'm Nate Garrison, and this shouldn't work. If you or a loved one is having a hard time, please reach out and get some professional help. Here are some links to get you guys started. We would rather hear your stories than attend your funerals. The world is always a better place with you in it. Now, as you wait for new episodes, please follow us and our affiliates. We love you guys. Keep your heads up.